Alright, and we are live. Good evening po sa inyong lahat mga kaguro. And of course, happy first anniversary sa ating lahat. We are still live with the 200 item na Gen Ed that we are going to discuss tonight, which was of course the things that you've answered through your quizzes link that was posted on our Facebook page. Again, we are studying Gurong Pinoy. If this is your first time to watch us on YouTube, make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. We have so many videos that can help you pass the let on YouTube. More than 100 videos, almost 200 videos on YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook as Gurong Pinoy. Make sure that you follow our Facebook page so that you can be updated of all the links that we are posting, of all the things that we're posting on our Facebook page. And of course, you can also find us on the other social media accounts on Instagram and also on TikTok. Okay, so again, tonight we are going to discuss the 20 items that you have just answered to your quizzes link that was posted on our page. But of course, we start our night with the opening prayer, which has been prepared for us, of course, by Brother Efren Esteban. Samahan niyo po ako sa ating opening prayer.
Lord God, salamat po sa oras na ito na binigay niyo muli sa amin. Sa pagkakataon, Panginoon, salamat po sa maraming mga pagpapala at proteksyon na dulot mo sa bawat isa sa amin. At Panginoon, kami po ay humihingi ng inyong paggabay muli sa amin pong gagawin sa oras pong ito. Sana po ay marami po kaming matutunan sa mga leksyon na aming aaralin po ngayon. Patuloy po nawa na tulungan mo po kami sa aming mga pangarap, Panginoon. Ibinibigay po namin ang lahat po sa inyo, Panginoon, dahil ikaw po ang nagsabi na kung kasama ka namin sa lahat ng pagkakataon ay tunay nga po na magtatagumpay po kami. Kaya Ama, sana po ay mapakinggan mo ang mga hiling po namin na ito. I-bless mo po ang family ni Ma'am Meg, ni Sir Ram, maging ang mga pamilya din po namin, Panginoon. Dalangin ho namin ang buong bansa namin, buong mundo na nakakaranas pa po sa pandemic. Sana po ay bumuti na ang kalagayan po namin, O Diyos. Naniniwala po kami sa inyo sa mga pangako mo sa bawat isa sa amin. Salamat po sa Panginoong Jesus na nagdulot po sa amin ng pag-asa sa buhay po na ito. Ama, ito po ang aming dalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Muli, maraming salamat, Brother Efren Esteban, for always preparing our opening and closing prayers. Now, 1 year na po tayong nagbibigay ng saya, nagbibigay ng guidance sa inyo through our live streams. It's already been 1 year since we've started our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel, of course, is Gurong Pinoy. And of course, another method that we can help you pass the let is through Grow. Grow po is Gurong Pinoy Review Online Work Group. This is our exclusive FB group. If you are enrolled in Grow, payo ko lamang po, explore nyo po yung Grow. Wag niyo pong hayaang wala kayong ginagawa dahil lahat po ng ating materials nandiyan na po sa Grow. Okay? Your link to your Google Classroom is also already posted on Grow. Hindi po namin kayo maiisa-isang i-add doon sa inyong Google Classroom because you are 700 plus. So kayo po yung dapat na nag-a-add ng sarili nyo doon po sa ating classroom natin for Grow. Okay? So again, please make sure that you are exploring the contents of Grow. We have so many materials on Grow, and you can download those materials, you can print those materials, you can go back to those materials as many times as you can. So please make sure that you are taking advantage of Grow. Now, for those of you who are asking, how can I become a member of Grow? Now, the payment that we have now is 1,000 pesos. Okay, so we actually started with 250, and now until last month we still had 500. Ngayon po ay 1,000 na po yung payment natin sa Grow. This is still for March 2021 exam. Okay, our payment for September 2021 is different. Okay, so again, this is for March 2021, it's 1,000. You may pay through Palawan, Cebuana ML. You may also pay through our Metrobank account, through Gumroad, through PayPal. Okay, the things that you need for you to send your money is found on your screen. So there's the name, address, and of course there's the phone number. You may also even send your payment through Super Chat, Super Sticker. Okay, now this is my sister-in-law. She's the one who is in the Philippines. We are here in South Carolina, USA. And so once you send the money to my sister, please do send a picture of your receipt through a private message. Private message po, huwag pong i-comment. Private message po sa ating Gurong Pinoy's official Facebook page, okay? So again, this is just my my sister-in-law, and she's receiving the payment in behalf of us because siya po yung nasa Pilipinas, and of course it's easier for you to send money in the Philippines. Okay, so again, once you have paid, take a picture of your receipt and send it through our Facebook page. Okay, now your pre-qualifying examination, just you can still answer today. Right now it's 7:35 p.m. na dyan, no? So you only have 30 minutes, baka alanganin na, hindi na matapos. Now again, your pre-qualifying exam, this is exclusive for our Grow members. So again, kung nasa Grow po kayo, nandun po yung instructions, nandun po yung link ng inyong Grow na Google Classroom. So make sure that you are registered and that you have answered the pre-qualifying exam. Some of you may have had some difficulties, no, maaaring sa internet, maaaring sa inyong Gmail or sa inyong email, no? Mayroon din naman sa inyo, merong nagsabi na na-quit niya or na-stop niya, babalikan niya, hindi na pala pwede. As we have mentioned, you are only allowed to take this for 2 hours. Once you've opened it, huwag niyo pong i-quit, huwag niyo pong isa-stop, huwag niyo pong i-exit. Kaya po sinasabi namin lagi na you should have a stable internet connection once you start it para po wala tayong hassle. Okay, so today you had your Gen Ed pre-qualifying examination. Again, for those of you who are not able to answer this for some reasons, I will be sending you a copy of this. Okay, so huwag pong mag-alala. This copy, of course, is going to be found on your Grow. Okay, so we will be sending you the copy on Grow, and that might be on Monday. Okay, now again, we have our major prizes for our top-notchers for our pre-qualifying exam. Rank 1, that's going to be 5,000 cash and 5,000 gift certificates. Rank 2, that's going to be 3,000 cash. Rank 3, that's going to be 1,000 cash. Rank 4 to 10, that's 500 cash. And ranks 11 to 20, that's going to be 500 gift certificates. Again, this is only for Grow members. So, if it's not just for the incentives, your incentives are of course very enticing, very attractive, but of course your goal here is for you to learn and for you to prepare for your upcoming LET. Okay, so magpa-member na po kayo sa Grow, habol po kayo, that's only 1,000. Even if you become a member tomorrow, you can still find access to all the things that we have posted on Grow. Okay, lahat po ng materials nandun lamang po sa Grow. Now, your intensive LET coaching, we will start on March 6th. That's 6, 7, 13, 14, 20th. Your pre-board exam is going to be on March 21st. Final booster March 26th. Spiritual guidance with Brother Efren Esteban March 27th, and of course your board exam, that's going to be on March 28th. Now this is still free for our Grow members. Okay, libre po rin po ito sa ating Grow members. May mga nagtatanong nasa Grow na, do we still need to pay for this? This is all libre, no? Libre na po ito, free na po ito sa ating Grow members. Especially doon, napakaswerte ng mga nag-start with 250, no? Sa lahat ng ito, maa-avail nila. Libre po ito for our Grow members. If you are not a member of Grow, and you'd want to just join our intensive LET coaching, it's only 1,000 pesos, no? So don't wait. Po pwede naman kayo makapag-member din ng Grow with just 1,000 pesos, okay? So you can still see all the materials there. Again, even if you've joined late, you can still see all the materials. But of course, for you to be able to prepare properly for your LET, ay mag-prepare po kayo na maaga. Okay? So again, your final coaching, intensive LET coaching is going to be for free for our Grow members. If you want to join this is going to be 1,000 pesos for non-Grow members. Now, for those of you who are still asking paano po magpa-member, just send a message to our Facebook page, no? You can do that now. You can do that later, right after this live stream. All right, now our majoring enrollment is 1,000 pesos. Majoring, the available majorships that we have are biology, English, social science, math, Filipino, and MAPE. Again, your majoring is just 1,000 pesos. There's the discussion. There's also the different sets. If you are just going to become a member of any of the majorships today or tomorrow, you can still get access to all the materials that you have missed, okay? Lahat po ng materials nandun pa rin po sa inyong Google Classroom. All-in-one enrollment right now is at 1,500 because, of course, we've already increased the amount that we're asking for Grow, okay? So that's Grow plus majoring. Grow is 1,000, majoring is 1,000 also. But if you enroll na all-in-one enrollment, no, for both Grow, Gen Ed, and Prof Ed, and majoring, that's only going to be 1,500, okay? So that's less of 500 pesos for all of you. Metrobank savings account natin nandito. Again, if you cannot catch up everything, just send a message to our Facebook page and make sure that that is our Facebook page, okay? Because there are several gurong Pinoy na iba, no? Hindi po kami yon. So, we are legit. For those of you who are asking, scammer legit? Oh, we are legit, of course. It is not in our intention to harm you. It's not in our intention to make fools of you. No, our intention is, of course, to help you. Both me and my husband are teachers. My husband is a math major. I'm a bio major. And of course, our main goal talaga is to help you, okay? And we are the cheapest in the market. No? Kami talaga yung cheapest. Even before that we had our physical review, kami pa rin po yung cheapest dahil nga wala kaming partners. So we don't have any other person except for your majorship goal, your majorship coaches that we of course pay. We don't have any partners, okay? So just me and my husband. We are the ones who are planning everything. We're the ones who are thinking about the promos or whatever it is that we can offer you, no? So kami lamang ng aking husband, Sir Mix Manaay, Sir Ramanaay, okay? So again, for those of you who are asking, how will you know? I will be posting your scores, no? And of course, we will be posting the top notchers for our pre-qualifying, okay? Your top notchers, I am going to get 40%, of course, from your Gen Ed and 60% from your Prof Ed. So make sure that you sleep early tonight because mapapalaban po kayo sa inyong Prof Ed tomorrow, okay? Medyo mahirap yung Prof Ed nyo tomorrow. All right, so again, happy first anniversary. And of course, make sure that you are checking everything that we're posting on Grow and also those things that we are posting in our Google Classroom, also on our Facebook page, no? Wag po kayo maging makulit. Ang kukulit ng lahi ng iba, no? Gusto ko na kayong kurutin. Okay? Hindi po bawal magtanong, pero bawal po yung hindi nagbabasa. So, basa-basa din po pag may time, ha? Wag pong diretso talong kaagad. Magbasa po tayo, okay? Don't be like our students, no? Yung estudyante minsan sasabihan mo na, get 1/4 piece of paper, 1/4 po, ma'am. Okay? So, kayo parang ganun din, okay? You can answer this until 8 p.m. Until when po, ma'am, pwedeng magsagot, okay? So, again, magbasa po tayo, no? It's a very important quality of a teacher. It's a very important quality of a learned man to always make sure that you're reading all the information before you ask, okay? Please do read the information first. Magbasa po muna tayo before tayo mag-ask, okay? Now, of course, this is our enrollment for Let September 2021. If you are already a member of Grow, no, ngayong March 2021, I believe Sir Migs has already asked you, whoever among you is not going to take it in March, na mag-comment doon, no, sa isang post niya para malipat niya po kayo sa September na Grow, okay? Because our September Grow is going to have a different amount for their payment. The review for this would start on April 24th of this year. Now, the basic membership is only going to be for Gen Ed and Prof, and that's 1,250. Pro membership, that's going to be for your major. So that's 1,500. There's still premium membership. Your premium naman is like our all-in, no? So Gen Ed, Prof Ed, and Majorship, that is going to be 2,500. Okay, so 1,250 na po yung ating Gen Ed, Prof Ed for our September 2021 na LET. Your Pro, that's the Majorship, that's 1,500. Premium is Gen Ed, Prof Ed, plus Majorship, that's going to be 2,500. But then again, if you are one of our first 200 enrollees, you are going to receive 50% off. Okay, so 50% off po. Half of the payment here is going to be cut off from your tuition if you are part of the first 200 enrollees. So again, if you have friends, if you have classmates who are going to take the LET in September, magpa-member na po ng Grow, no? As soon as they can, magpa-member na po. Excuse me. Mike Enriquez. Okay, so again, 50% off po tayo sa ating first 200 enrollees. So make sure that you are you pay as soon as you can. Pag hindi pa po kayo magtitake ngayong March, pag September pa po kayo magtitake ng LET, magpa-member na po kayo pag hindi pa po kayo member ng Grow. All right, now of course, tonight's agenda is to give you this information, all of this information, but of course, the main topic that we have is your general education, that is 20 items, okay? So some of you were able to answer this. And of course, all these materials go straight to Grow right after this discussion. Okay, so you'll be able to see the materials that we post on Grow later. Okay, so lahat po ito, ang questions na ito ay makikita nyo sa Grow right after this. All right, we start with your general education 20 items. But before we do that, again, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure that you like this video. Mag-like na po kayo ng video natin. If you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and do like this video. Ma'am Joy Dairit, maraming salamat po sa inyong coffee. Thank you so much. Okay, and if you are watching us on Facebook, make sure that you react to this video, start a watch party, tag your friends. Okay, especially our Facebook viewers. No, mag-tag na po kayo ng friends, mag-share po kayo. There's going to be a surprise later. Okay, so make sure that you are following the instructions. Okay, we start. Are we all ready? So, okay, mag-ready na po tayo at we are going to start. All right, now number 1, according to the Bill of Rights, private property shall not be taken for public use without blank. Is it letter A, a dialogue between individual owner and government representative? Letter B, just compensation. Letter C, a notarized deed of sale. Or letter D, an official survey of the property. What's your answer for question number 1? This is, of course, social science or social studies. Ma'am Zana All. Ang ganda naman ng pangalan niyo, ma'am. Ma'am Zana All on Facebook. Hi po. Question lang po. If member na po ng GROW, pero sa September 2021 pa po mag-take, do we have to pay again po? Thank you po. So again, as I mentioned, Sir Migs has posted something there on GROW, no? And he asked you to comment your name because I believe he has taken note of all the names of those people who have commented there, no? Kasi those people are going to be going to be transferred to our September na GROW, no? So wala na po kayong kailangang bayaran. Pero Ma'am Zana All, kung gusto niyo pa po magbayad po, pwede naman po, no? Pero again, wala po tayong bayad na. Wala pong additional for our GROW members. So if you are going to just take it in September, then make sure that you send us a message, no, para ma-transfer po kayo sa September. Huwag naman pong magtitake kayo sa March, tapos sasabihin nyo sa September pa, no? Bawal po yan. Baka hindi po tayo makapasa. So please be honest po. All right, now go ahead. Ano po yung answer ninyo for question 1? Hindi ko yata nakikita yung comment ng ating Facebookers. Team Facebook, I can't see your comment. What's your answer for question 1? Okay, letter B. Karamihan dito, letter B. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Warta Jamela Sabang Labidon, for sharing the video. Thank you po. Okay, now letter B, dito sa ating team YouTube, meron ding letter B. Okay, now of course the correct answer here would be letter B. That would be your just compensation. No, I believe this is already a very common question sa inyong mga reviewers, sa inyong mga materials. No, so according to the Bill of Rights, private property shall not be taken for public use without letter B, just compensation. So just compensation, that means karampatang bayad. No, this is our slide. A fair compensation is typically determined using the market value of the land. That is the price for which the landowner could reasonably expect to sell the land to some other buyer. Okay, so dapat maging fair talaga, maging just yung compensation. Dapat naaayon siya sa market value, no? Kung magkano talaga yung value ng land na yun, no? But I'm not sure if nasusunod talaga ito, no? I haven't had a chance. I haven't experienced receiving fair compensation, just compensation for something that was taken by the government for eminent domain, okay? Dahil you have your example here, you have your illustration here, no? Sabi ng hari, I didn't have any cash, so I used eminent domain. And of course, he took the restaurant of the restaurant owner, no? This was actually because of some pang-aabuso, no, some abuse that was done to some landowners, some private entities, no, na inabuso ng government. And so what they did para ma-stop yung abuse na yon is they came up with the eminent domain nga na dapat may just compensation. Okay, so number 1 again, that will be letter B, that's just compensation. Now we go to number 2. An individual has a right to file the writ of amparo before the investigation of of an administrative case filed against him or her. What fundamental right is invoked by the individual? Is it letter A, the right to be defended by a public attorney? Letter B, the right to life, liberty, and security? Letter C, right to self-defense? Or letter D, right to due process? What is the writ of amparo about? Okay? Ano po itong writ of amparo? Okay, number 2. What's your answer for question number 2? Karamihan letter B pa rin. Okay, so karamihan dito letter B yung answer. Okay, so letter B, both in our Facebook and YouTube, no? Letter B po yung inyong sagot. And of course, that is the correct answer here, okay? Whenever we say writ of amparo, this is your defense, this is your protection, no? Protection, this is your right to life, liberty, and security. Yung sinasabi ni ating natural rights, no? Right to life, liberty, and security. Now, let's take a look at our slide here. The petition of a writ of amparo is a remedy available to any person whose right to life, liberty, and security is violated or threatened with violation by an unlawful act or omission of a public official or employee or of a private individual or entity. Okay, so your picture here is showing us one of the most famous whistleblowers in the Philippines. So this is Mr. Jun Lozada. He was a whistleblower for the NBN ZTE deal. No, yung sinasabi na yung sinabi dati na magiging national ID system sana. No, maganda sana itong national ID system. Ito yung parang SSN dito sa Amerika. So lahat ng mga transactions mo ay through your SSN, no? Pag kailangan mo mag-take ng driver's license, kakailanganin yung SSN mo, yung unique na number for you, no? Yan yung national ID system nila dito. Pag kailangan mo mag-loan, pag kailangan mo mag-open ng bank account, SSN mo lamang yung kailangan, no? So napakaganda sana itong yung national ID system dahil maraming online na transactions na magiging posible. But of course, because of this controversy, no, yung naging pangungurakot nga sa NBN ZTE deal, no, ng dating administrasyong Arroyo, and of course because of Jun Lozada who became the whistleblower and na-stop itong deal na to. I'm pretty sure I have heard some talks about NBN ZTE, not NBN ZTE, about a national ID system ngayon, but I'm not sure if that's going to push through, no? So hopefully ma-push through na ito dahil napakaganda sana na meron tayong ID system, okay? Because everything is going to be smooth, everything is going to be easier, lalo-lalo na yung mga transactions natin with the government. Okay, so again, the writ of amparo is the remedy available to any person whose right to life, liberty, and security is violated. Okay, so this is the right to life, liberty, and security. We go to question number 3, science. Which of the following light has the longest wavelength? Is it letter A, green, letter B, blue, letter C, red, or letter D, yellow? What's the correct answer? Sir Jonel Caburao Carranza, maraming salamat po for sharing our video or for starting your watch party. Ganon din si Sir Jeremy Malto Romero. Maraming salamat. Tatlo talaga yung ginawa ni Sir Jeremy. Very good ka dyan, sir. Okay, so share the video, start the watch party, tag his friends. Ma'am Mercy Zerudo Kiroy, maraming salamat po for the watch party and for sharing the video. Okay, what's your answer for question number 3? Number 3, ano po yung sagot nyo for number 3? Okay, may C, may D. Dito sa ating team YouTube, may C, may B. Okay, hindi yata nagkasundo yung ating team YouTube. Okay, pero karamihan dito letter C. Dito naman sa ating team Facebook, sa Facebook ganun din, no? Karamihan letter C din. Okay, so which of the following light has the longest wavelength? Okay, and of course, this is letter C, red. Okay, letter C, red. That is the correct answer. Okay, so red po yung tamang sagot dito. Tama yung sinabi ni Ma'am Michelle Hernandez. So national ID parang ikama sa Saudi. Okay, Ma'am Maria Leonila ni Bongko. Ma'am Mek, just drink warm lemon water and avoid cold drinks or ginger. Mabisa yan. Maraming salamat po, ma'am. Hindi po kami nagko-cold water, nagko-cold drink talaga dito masyado. Wala po kaming, ever since, we don't drink cold water. Pero sa panahon po to, ma'am, napakalamig po dito. Masyadong malamig. And of course, it's too early, no? So minsan hindi pa ready yung boses. Kailangan ko yata mag-vocalize. Okay, 6:54 a.m. pa lang po kasi dito. Wala pa pong alas 7. Okay, so number 3, letter C po ang ating tamang sagot. That would be red. Okay, so letter C, red. That is the correct answer. Now remember that the longer the wavelength of light, the lower would be its frequency. Okay, so the longer the wavelength, the lower is the frequency. That means your wavelength is actually inversely proportional to your frequency. Okay, so yan po yung dalawang mini-measure natin dito na properties of your waves, no? Now, we start with the one with the longest wavelength. Yan po yung ating red color of light, no? That's radio wave, followed by your microwave. Then you have your infrared. Your visible light, this is the type of light that we all can see. Then, of course, you have your ultraviolet, no? Yung UV rays mo. And your X-rays, ito yung ginagamit, of course, sa X-ray. Kaya hindi siya po pwede pag buntis ka dahil nga that's going to be very destructive, no? Kaya tinatanong ka ng X-ray technician, are you pregnant? If you are pregnant, we'd have to cover your tummy with a black cloth. Okay, so that's your X-ray. And of course, you also have the gamma ray. Okay, so that's the gamma ray. So again, red here has the longest wavelength. Okay, so longest wavelength mo, that would be red. It also has the one with the lowest frequency. Okay, so the longer the wavelength, the lower is the frequency. Now, I have given your mnemonic here, no? Naglagay ako dito ng mnemonic para maalala nyo itong electromagnetic wave nyo, yung pagkakasunod ng different types of waves nyo here. And your mnemonic here is rare monkeys insist very unusual Xmas gifts. Okay, so rare monkeys insist very unusual Xmas gifts. That means radio wave, microwave, infrared, visible light. Okay, this is your ultraviolet, X-ray, and gamma ray. Okay, so that's our mnemonic, so that you can easily remember everything. Rare monkeys insist very unusual Xmas gifts. Those are the different types of light, of course, in our electromagnetic wave. Okay, but then again, our answer would be letter C. Okay, so red po yung ating tamang sagot dito. Letter C is the correct answer for this question. Okay, we go to question number 4. This is still science. Which of these characterize metals? Number 1, good electrical conductors. Number 2, malleable and ductile. Number 3, form basic oxides. Is it letter A, 1 only, letter B, 1 and 2 only, letter C, 2 and 3 only, or letter D, 1, 2, and 3? What's the answer? Ano po yung sagot nyo for this question here? Now, all these questions, the things that we are discussing now, all these questions that you've answered, the 20 items, I actually took this from your pre-qualifying test, okay? So some of these are already familiar dahil kinuha ko po ito sa ating pre-qualifying test kanina, no? So 20 items from your pre-qualifying test. All right, now a lot of you here are answering letter D. Mamek, sabi ni Sir Carl Gaurano. Mamek, pag di pumasa po this March, God forbidding, wag naman po. Huwag nyo naman pong isipin hindi kayo makakapasa. Siyempre, iisipin natin makakapasa tayo. Sir Carla, iba yung wini-worry ni Sir Carl dito. Kung hindi siya makapasa, wag po tayo mag-worry na ganyan, no? Dapat po, yung worry natin ngayon ay makapasa tayo. Yan pong ating paghandaan. Okay, so karamihan dito sa ating team Facebook, letter D yung sagot. Sa ating team YouTube, ganun din, letter D din. So nagkasundo yung ating Facebook at YouTube ngayon. All right, now the correct answer here, of course, would be letter D. Okay, so all of these are actually characteristics of your metals. We know that your metals are good electrical conductor, now conductor of heat and electricity, yung metals mo. And so we call them conductors, no? Yung kabaliktaran nito would be insulators. Malleable and ductile, I would be explaining this in the next slide. And of course, they can also form basic oxides. So letter D, 1, 2, and 3, that is the correct answer here. Now, when you say something is malleable, that means it can be hammered into thin sheets. Okay, so this is precisely the reason why we use metals in our jewelry. Kaya gumagamit ng metal sa ating mga alahas, ahas because they are easily hammered into thin sheets. They can easily be formed into different types of forms, different types of shapes, no? And that's the property that we call malleable. Malleable can be hammered into thin sheets. Now, yung ductile mo naman, this means it can be stretched into thin wires. So, pwede mo siyang stretch into thin wires. That's for your metal, okay? So, ductility, that is your property. And of course, so we have mentioned that they can also form basic oxides. So, here, you can see how your metals, the different types of metals here, can form the different oxides. So, we have, say, your lithium oxide, beryllium oxide, sodium oxide, potassium oxide, and so on. Okay, so all these metals can easily bond with your oxygen to form the basic oxides that exist. Okay, so for that number, letter D po yung ating sagot. They're malleable, they're good conductors of electricity, they're also ductile, and of course, they can form basic oxides. Now, one hint, no, para mas mabilis nyong maalala itong malleable at itong ductile, yung ductile po, sabi, can be stretched into thin wires. So ako din, para mabilis kong maalala ito, iniisip ko yung duct sinistretch, yung pato ay sinistretch, no? So ductile can be stretched into thin wires, yung the other one naman, malleable, that means it can be hammered. Okay, can be hammered. Po pwede mong i-hammer, po pwede mong i-form into different shapes. Okay, so again, letter D po yung ating tamang sagot sa item na ito. Now we go to number 5. Sino ang nangungusap sa quotation? Ang pag-ibig ay hindi pag-ibig kapag nagbabago kung nakakakita ng pagbabago. Is it letter A, Jose Rizal, letter B, Genoveva Matute, letter C, William Shakespeare, or letter D, Robert Frost? What's the answer? Okay, ano po yung inyong sagot for question number 5? What do you think is the correct answer for number 5? Okay, many people on Facebook are answering letter C. Ma'am Maureen Alexandra Timario, good morning, Ma'am Meg. First time po sa stream, sa Team YouTube, watching from Bohol. Welcome po. Welcome sa Team YouTube. Wow, 4 out of 4 0, Sister Al-Rashid Daoud. Okay, what's your answer here? So many of you are answering letter C. Ganun din dito sa ating team Facebook. Okay, letter C. And of course, the correct answer here would be letter C. Tama po yung letter C. This is William Shakespeare. Okay, not to say Rizala, William Shakespeare po ang ating tamang sagot dito. Ang pag-ibig ay hindi pag-ibig kapag nagbabago kung nakakakita ng pagbabago. Now, this was actually taken from Sonnet 116 by William Shakespeare. So actually, tinagalog lamang po siya. Ito po siya, a love is not love which alters when it alteration finds or bends with the remover to remove. So dapat daw, ang tunay na pag-ibig ay hindi nagbabago. Ang tunay na pag-ibig ay hindi magbabago kapag may nakitang pagbabago, no? Na pag may bago ay papalitan ng bago kung sino man yung iniibig mo, no? It is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. So dapat napaka-strong ng inyong pagmamahal. It is the star to every wandering bark whose words unknown, although his height be taken. Okay, so that should be your guide. Love's not times full, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. Okay, so actually, this is letter C. This is William Shakespeare, Sonnet 116. Sonnet 116. That is the correct answer. Now, of course, we all know who Dr. Jose Rizal is. Now, I'm not going to tackle him anymore. This is Genoveva Dizon Edrosa Matute. She was a Filipino author, and in 1951, she was the recipient of the first ever Palanca Award for short story in Filipino. Okay, Palanca Award for short story in Filipino, the first ever. That was Genoveva Edrosa Matute, and that was for Kwento ni Babute, which has been cited as the most anthologized Tagalog language short story. Now, on January 3rd, 2020, alam nyo ba, on January 3rd, 2020, no, last year, on what would have been her 105th birthday, the search engine giant Google honored Matute with a doodle on their home homepage. Okay, so ginamit yung kanyang doodle sa homepage ng Google. That was last year, January 3rd, 2020. Okay, so that was ito naman si Noveva Matute. Of course, our answer was William Shakespeare, no, the Bard of Avon, the greatest tragedist. Now, this here is Lolo Robert Frost, was an American poet and a winner of 4 Pulitzer Prizes. Famous works include Fire and Ice, Mending Wall, Birches, Out Out, Nothing Gold Can Stay, and Home Burial. And this was, of course, during his youthful days pa, no? Of course, patay na po si Lolo Robert Frost natin. His 1916 poem, The Road Not Taken, is often read at graduation ceremonies across the United States. Okay, so The Road Not Taken is usually also coming out in your licensure, no? 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler, no? And so yung pinakabuod ng The Road Not Taken is, it is better for you to take the road not taken. Sabi kasi doon sa last part ng poem, no? I have taken the road not passed so often, and that has made all the difference. Okay, so that means it is okay to be unique. It is okay not to always be following the choice of the majority. Okay lang po na meron kayong sarili ninyong opinion. Okay, so that's according to Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken. Okay, but of course the correct answer for our question was William Shakespeare. Now we go to number 6, Filipino. Matagal nang lumagay sa tahimik si Melly. Ang ibig sabihin ay, letter A, lumisan na. Letter B, nanahimik na. Letter C, nag-asawa na. Or letter D, namatay na. I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned this. So I know that you already know what the answer is to this question. Sir Noel Hazareno, I'm reading your question here, Ma'am Mac. Good eve. Wala pa po response ng region about sa transfer testing center ko from Manila to Baguio or to Tuguegarao. Andito po kasi ako now nagstay sa Nueva Vizcaya para malabo po ako makabalik sa Manila just to take my LET 2021 dahil sa transportation at protocol sa Manila. Ano po kayo magandang gawin para malaman ko po na na-transfer na ako dito sa region? Thank you very much. What I can advise you, sir, ay siguro po, tawagan niyo po sila. You can call them. Use the internet po to check their contact number, no? So tawagan niyo po sila. Kung hindi naman, I'm pretty sure nakita ko na merong nakapost sila ng kanilang mga email ad. So mag-email po kayo or kung po pwede niyong tawagan, tumawag po kayo para mas mabilis. Okay, letter D, karamihan dito. Nang sagot sa atin, letter D, sa ating Facebook. Karamihan, letter D. Dito, letter C. Yung karamihan sa ating team YouTube, letter C naman. Sir Gray Lambatin or Ma'am Gray Lambatin. Hi, Ma'am. This is my first time watching your live stream. Thank you for having this kind of review. It helps us a lot. God bless. Maraming salamat po. Okay, sinabi ko na to dati, no, yung lumagay sa tahimik, na-mention ko na to in one of my live streams dati. So, alam ko na yung mga parokyano natin, no, shout out sa lahat ng ating mga parokyano. Maraming salamat po, no, napakagaling nyo, napakahusay nyo, and of course, we thank you. Sila po kasi ito yung mga parokyano talaga, yung mga simula nung nag-start yung ating live stream, no, sa YouTube pa lamang yung live stream namin dati. Kukonti pa lamang sila, siguro nasa 20s pa lamang sila, no? Sila yung mga talagang parokyano na, yung mga nandun na since the beginning, no? So maraming salamat po sa inyo. Now, letter C, karamihang sagot dito. And of course, letter C, that is the correct answer, no? Na-mention ko na ito, no? When you say lumagay sa tahimik, hindi po na deads, okay? Hindi po na dead ang lechon, hindi po namatay, hindi po naligwak. Yung ibig sabihin po nito ay nag-asawa na, no? Lumagay sa tahimik, that means hindi na pwedeng kumarengkeng, no? Hindi na pwedeng kumarengkeng sa iba dahil nasa tahimik na siya. So letter C, nag-asawa na, no? That is the correct answer. Letter C po, letter C po yung tamang sagot, hindi po letter D, hindi po siya namatay, nag-asawa lamang po siya, okay? So pag kayo po ay nag-asawa, hindi po kayo namamatay, nag-asawa lamang po kayo. So letter C po again, that is the correct answer here. Letter C for number 6. Lumagay sa tahimik ay nag-asawa. Okay, lumalagay ba sa tahimik pag nag-asawa? Sabi ni Ma'am Tin Acabo dito. All right, now number 7, what value of x will make this proportion correct? 13 is to x equals 3.25 is to 8. Is it letter A, 20, letter B, 3.5, letter C, 2, or letter D, 32? Now, again, all these items, the 20 items that we are doing now, this has been taken from your pre-qualifying for your Gen Ed, okay? Now, as I have mentioned, tomorrow we are going to have your Prof Ed pre-qualifying, and I'm, of course, going to take 40% from your Gen Ed score, 60% from your Prof Ed score, because we are going to determine who are our top-notchers, and of course, our top one is going to receive 10,000 in prizes, total price of 10,000. That's 5,000 in cold cash and 5,000 gift certificates. And we also have some cash for until top 10, no? And of course, 11 to 20 natin, and may gift certificates. Okay, so as I've mentioned, as I've advised you, make sure that you sleep early and you sleep well because mapapalaban po kayo sa ating Prof Ed tomorrow. Oh, grabe kayo, pinatay nyo na, sabi ni Sir Jeremy dito sa Team Facebook. First time watching my live stream. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Te Benito Janice, dito sa ating Team Facebook. Ma'am, tanong lang kung quarantine sa bahay, need ba? Ikaw lang mag-isa sa bahay? Ma'am Fideline Adlawan, yung quarantine, yung ikaw lang mag-isa sa bahay, kung possible po, ma'am, kung meron kayo maraming bahay, no? Kung pwede ka magpa-quarantine mag-isa sa bahay. Pag hindi naman po, sa kwarto lamang kayo. Okay? So, sa kwarto lamang po, wag labas ng labas. So, ilimit po yung ating interaction. And of course, my advice yung advice po natin sabihan nyo na po yung inyong BHW, no, yung mga nasa barangay nyo, barangay health workers nyo. If you are planning to get the certificate for quarantine from them, sabihan nyo po sila right before you start, no? Bago po kayo mag-start, sabihan nyo na po. I will be in quarantine because I will be taking the let, no? Sasabihan kita, your BHW might ask you to have your temperature checked every day, no? Baka sabihin sa inyo, i-check yung temperature nyo every day. Okay, so again, just inform your BHW. Okay, Sir Dennis Flores Brade. Hello po, sir. Parokyano here. Tamang-tama. Yes, tama yan, Sir Dennis. Kaya I still remember, Sir Dennis yata isa sa mga nanalo sa ating unang raffle dati, no? Okay, so first raffle draw. Sir Dennis Brade. All right, now going back to the question here, what value of x will make this proportion correct? 13 is to x equals 3.25 is to 8. The correct answer here, of course, would be letter D. Okay, letter D, 32 po. Yan ang tamang sagot. Okay, so letter D, let's take a look at your ratio and proportion here. So again, you have 13 is to x equals 3.25 is to 8. Now, remember that whenever you have this, your extremes, yung extremes pong tinatawag, ito yung numbers na nasa labas. Okay, so your extremes are 13 and 8 here. And your means naman would be your x and 3.25. Okay, so ito yung means mo. Yung extremes mo would be 13 and 8. Now, sabi dito, the product of your extremes should be equal to the product of your means. So, dapat yung 13 times 8 mo ay maging equal sa 3.25 times x, no? So, dapat equal yung product ng extremes mo and product ng means mo. And so, what we do is we multiply this. So, I'll multiply 3.25 by x. Okay, so para lamang na yung x natin ay nasa left side ng ating equation, uunahin ko po yan. So 3.25 times x, of course, that will be 3.25x. 13 times 8, that will be 104. So again, your 104 here, we got this from multiplying 13 by 8. Okay, so 13 by 8, that would be 104. Now, for us to isolate x, of course, we need to isolate x because we are looking for the value of x, no? So, dapat iniiwan yung x sa isang sulok. Okay, so isang side ng iyong equation, iiwanan yung x na yan, no? Dahil yan naman kasi dapat yung ginagawa nyo sa x nyo. Iniiwan, lalo na pagpasaway, no? Huwag nyo pong babalikan. Okay, so we are going to isolate x here. And so what we do, since this is being multiplied to your x, what we do is we divide both sides by 3.25. So dividing both sides by 3.25, we are left with x equals 104 divided by 3.25, because of course this here will be canceled. Okay, so x equals 104 divided by 3.25, and so the correct answer there would be 32. Okay, 32 is the correct answer. Okay, so 32 po yung ating tamang sagot. That was letter D for this item. Now we go to number 8. If the counting numbers 1 to 30 are written down, how many times does this digit 2 appear? Is it letter A, 11, letter B, 12, letter C, 13, or letter D, 14? Kaway-kaway sa mga nagsulat nito, no, sa inyong pre-qualifying kanina, sa mga nagsulat talaga ng mga numbers. Ma'am Merly Baruga, ma'am, salamat po. Kahit papano may natututunan sa live video na review. Gabi lang din po time ko at sa umaga, pagising, malaking tulong po kayo, ma'am. God bless po. Maraming salamat po and thank you po for tuning in tonight. Dapat lang daw iniiwan ng EXO. Ang daming bitter dito. Ma'am Mandeville na Sean Joyza. Ano itong question? Hindi ko nakita yung question ni Ma'am Joanne. About sa quarantine yata. Kailan po ba talaga start ng home quarantine? You should of course be in quarantine for at least 14 days, no? So mga March 12, mag-start po kayo ng inyong quarantine. March 12 to 26, yan. Pwede po yan, Ma'am Maricel. Sir Nelson Quadra, Ma'am Mek, wala bang pagbabago sa schedule about sa LET exam? Talagang bang tuloy na tuloy na? So far naman po, wala pang announcement na hindi tuloy. Okay, so we hope and pray na tuloy na po yung inyong exam, no? Kasi natitenga kayo, hindi kayo makapag-move on, no? So sana ay matapos na. Ma'am Jezebel Santiago Tolin, hello po, first time ko po, watching from Mindanao, Sultan Kudarat. Hello po and good evening sa team YouTube. Yes, sa ating mga parokyano, kaway-kaway, si Kapitan Emerson Barbosa, si Sir Loreto, President natin, si Ma'am Tin, no? Ito yung mga nandito na since the start of our live stream. Nagsama-sama ng mga thunders. Si Sir Ray, si Sir Pins, yes. Okay, now going back to the question that we have here, the correct answer, of course, would be letter C. That's 13. So if you write this, if you write all your numbers from 1 to 30, you can easily count the number of times that the digit 2 has appeared. Okay, so you have 1 here for number 2. No, so this is 1. That's 2. This is 3. Okay, 4. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so again, 13 po yung tamang sagot for this question. Okay, so if the counting numbers 1 to 30 are written down, how many times does the digit 2 appear? That would be 13. 13 is the correct answer. Okay, now we go to number 9. The vertex angle of an isosceles triangle is 30 degrees. What is the measure of one of the base angles? Is it letter A, 70, letter B, 75, letter C, 150, or letter D, 60? What's the answer? Sir, si Ma'am Jennifer Bajao, Ma'am Mek, naguluhan po talaga ako sa swab or quarantine. Yung required po sa inyong lahat yung quarantine. Yung may swab po, yun lamang pong members or nasa group 1. Yung group 1 po may qualification, yung may ginawang qualification yung PRC doon, no? Yung group 1 po yung mga suspected na may COVID-19, yung suspected kayo, no? Suspected lang, or yung may nakasalamuha kayong nagka-positive na COVID, yung naka-travel kayo within the last 3 months, No? So naka-ride kayo ng airplane for the last 3 months. So yun po yung mga kailangan ipa-swab test, no? Yung mga, I think included din doon yung mga frontliners natin. So kailangan nyo pong ipa-swab test. Pero pag hindi naman po, pag nasa bahay lang kayo, quarantine lamang po kayo. Mag-quarantine lamang po kayo. Okay, now, what's your answer here? Patay tayo dyan, Sir Mr. Heart P, no? Sabi ni Sir dito. Paano po pag may trabaho? Ay, so kailangan po yata mag-stop ng trabaho? Okay? Kasi kailangan niyo po magpa-quarantine. Paano po ba magpapa-quarantine pag lumalabas po kayo pag may trabaho kayo? Okay? So, kailangan yata mag-stop kayo ng trabaho, no? Pero I cannot really answer that. Pwede pong i-contact natin yung PRC. Yes, this is a really helpful question. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Nenita Prena. Ma'am, need pa po ba magpabago ng NOAA if mag-take po ngayong March? Yes, si Ma'am Priscilla Llamas pala nag-send sa akin na message, no? Sabi niya please mention that the NOAA daw has to be updated. So kailangan daw ipa-change, no, ang inyong NOAA. Kung kayo ay nag-apply for March 2020 or September 2020, you are taking in March of 2021. You need to have your NOAA's tawag dito, updated. So, kailangan pong ipa-update nyo. Punta po kayo ng PRC, ipa-change nyo or update nyo yung inyong NOAA. Okay? So, sinabi po yan sa akin ni Ma'am Priscilla Llamas. So, maraming salamat po, Ma'am Nenita, for mentioning. Okay? So, kailangan pong pumunta kayo, balik kayo sa PRC and you ask them na kukuha po kayo ngayong March. Sir Hamdi Marohong, first time watching here from Mindanao. Gusto ko po mag-avail ng Major English po. Paano? Please do send a message to our Facebook page after this discussion po. Okay, now what's the correct answer for this? The correct answer, letter B, karamihang sagot dito. Ganun din sa ating team Facebook. And of course, that is the correct answer, okay? Now, remember that the interior angles of a triangle would always add up to 180 degrees, no? So yung interior angle niya, yung angle niya nasa loob ng iyong structure would always add up to 180 degrees. Now, remember, sabi ng inyong question dito, isosceles yung inyong triangle. When you say isosceles triangle, this is a triangle with two equal sides, no? Yung equilateral triangle mo, that is a triangle with all three sides that are equal. When you say scalene triangle naman, there's no equal side, no? But in here, isosceles yung triangle mo, so it says two equal sides, okay? It has two equal sides. Now, again, the interior angles of a triangle would always add up to 180. So that means 180 lagi yung magiging sum ng tatlong angles mo. Tatlo lang naman yung angles mo dito, ayan o, dahil meron kang tatlong vertices. Now, what we do is we get the sum, of course, of 180, and we need to add 2x to this, and the given degree, which is 30. Okay? Bakit naging 2x dito? Dahil dalawang angles po natin yung unknown. Okay? And we know that these two angles should be equal dahil nga isosceles itong ating triangle. Okay? So that should be 2x. So dalawang angles natin yung ating hinahanap. Kaya 2x yung nilagay ko dito. Okay? So 180 equals 2x plus 30. Now we are going to, of course, isolate the term, no? Yung term natin na may x. And so we move 30 here to the other side. Doing that, of course, we change the plus sign into negative sign. So we have 180 minus 30 equals 2x. Okay, so that would be your math equation now. 180 minus 30, of course, that's 150. So 150 equals 2x. Isolating x, iwanan mo si x, no? Ilipat natin itong 2 sa other side. Of course, we know that we should divide both sides by 2 because this here is being multiplied, no? So yung inverse na process yung ating gagamitin. So 2 divided by 2, that will just be canceled. We are left with 150 divided by 2 equals x. And of course, the correct answer will be 75. Okay, so 75 po ang tamang sagot. What is the measure of one of the base angles? Okay, if your question is what is a measure of the sum, or what is the sum of the two remaining angles, and so yung magiging answer nyo would be 150. Pero sinabi kasi dito sa question mo, what is the measure of one of the base angles? Okay, isa lamang sa mga base angles. And so the correct answer here would be letter B, 75. That is the answer for this question. Okay, now we go to question number 10. May delete ko lamang tong may isang African dito na yung mga 5,000 eklabu, yung mga scam. Okay, delete ko lamang, i-block ko siya. Delete comment. Huwag po kayo maniniwala. Huwag po kayong click ng mga scam. Okay, number 10. Which of these has a value different from the other three? You have letter A, 0.15. Letter B, 12/75. Letter C, 3/20 or 3/20x. Or letter D, 15%. What's the correct answer? Yes, Sir Justin, Ma'am Justin May Marsonia Centeno. Kakasabi ko lamang po na Ma'am Justin, ang tanong niya dito, good evening po ma'am, ask ko lang po, meron po akong NOAA nung nakaraang March 2020. Yun pa din po ba yung ipapakita ko pag mag-exam na? I repeat po, kailangan nyo pong ipa-update yung inyong NOAA. So kailangan nyo pong pumunta, bumalik po kayo sa PRC, papalitan po nila yung inyong NOAA. So kailangan nyo pong bumalik talaga sa PRC to have your NOAAs updated. Ma'am Gigi Kalugas, yan po yung sinabi ko, ma'am. Kailangan nyo pong ipa-update yung inyong NOAA. Ma'am Marian M. Marquez, hello po. Yun po bang pag nag-update ng NOAA ay kailangan mismo dun sa pinag-applyan namin dati ng PRC o kahit po sa ang PRC? I'm not sure po, Ma'am Marian. Hindi ko po alam, Ma'am Marian. So, what I would suggest ay mag-email po kayo sa PRC, no? Mag-email po kayo kung po pwedeng sa pinakamalapit na PRC lamang kayo pumunta dahil maaaring karamihan sa inyo kasi sa ibang lugar pa nag-apply dati. So just send them an email. I don't have a copy of their email address now, but you can easily see that po sa kanilang website. Ayan, sabi ni Sir Jeremy dito, wala namang sinabi ang PRC na i-update ang NOAA. May bagong announcement na naman po ba? This was sent to me by Ma'am Priscilla Llamas dahil pumunta po siya ng PRC at yun po yung sinabi sa kanya. So, napa-update na po niya yung kanyang NOAA. Kaya sabi niya, ma'am, please relay. So maraming salamat, Ma'am Priscilla Llamas. No? Sabi niya, ma'am, please relay. Paki-announce po na kailangan pong ipa-update yung NOAA. Okay, so maraming salamat Ma'am Priscilla for the information. Sir or Ma'am Uktivang Jason, Sir Uktivang Jason, maraming salamat po for tagging your friends. Papa-update po yung NOAA. Okay, going back to the question that we have here. 0.15, letter B 12.75, letter C 3.20, or 3/20, or letter D 15%. The correct answer here, of course, would be letter B. Okay, so 12/75. These are all going to have the value of 0.15. No, so 0.15. This is 3 divided by 20. That's also going to give you 0.15. 15%. Of course, this is still 0.15. Now remember, if you are going to convert your percentage, yung percentage mo into decimal, no? All you need to do is to move the decimal point 2 times to the left and of course to remove that percentage sign. Okay, so equal lang po sila ng 0.15. This one naman, if you try to divide 12 by 75, the answer here will be 0.16. So hindi siya 0.15. Okay, so 0.16 po dito yung magiging sagot and so that cannot be the correct answer. Okay, now I am going to give you the common fraction, decimal, and percent na lumalabas sa LET, no? Kasi lumalabas po ito lagi. And you need to know all of this, no? So kung maaari lamang i-screenshot, ipa-print, whatever. If you are on Grow, of course, you can find this on Grow later. I'm going to be posting this on Grow later, okay? Now remember, from decimal to percent, it's very easy. You just move your decimal point. Kunwari, meron kang 1.0 there, no, na decimal, you need to just move your decimal point 2 times to the right. And of course, just write the percentage sign, no? If you are given the percentage naman, you want to convert this into your decimal, all you need to do is to move your decimal point 2 times to the left. Okay, so 2 times to the left. Yan lamang po how to convert your decimal to percent and vice versa. Pag fraction naman, say you are given 1/3, you divide 1 by 3 and you are going to get the value of your decimal. Of course, you can easily convert that to your percent. Okay, so ito po yung kadalasang lumalabas. Most especially yung 1/3, lumalabas po yan. Tandaan itong 1/3 and eto, 2/3, yung 0.66, lumalabasin po yan. Okay, but all of this, of course, make sure that you know. Okay, so fraction, decimal, and percent. Okay, we have some information here. Ito, kay President Loreto Agbayani Balikaw Jr. Nag-email po ako sa PRC na malapit sa amin. Then, approve po yung request for 4 days. Pwede na magpalit ng new NOAA. Bring your old NOAA and printed request letter ba to, sir? Request letter. Then, after 1 hour, bibigay na nila yung new NOAA mo. So, yung old venue ko na update na sa new place of examination. So, meaning, sir, kayo po, nag-request muna kayo na i-transfer kayo sa bagong venue nyo. Tapos doon na kayo sa bagong venue nagpa-update ng NOAA. Ito yata yung sinasabi sa atin ni Sir Loreto, no? So, he actually applied for transfer. Nag-transfer siya sa new location, mas malapit sa kanya. And doon na din siya nagpa-update ng NOAA. Okay, so, nung 2020 siya, Noong 20 po ba kayo pumunta sa PRC Santiago, sir? Yung tanong dito ni Sir Alvi Medalyada, hanggang kailan po yung deadline? We don't know when the deadline is. So again, wag po tayong mag-wait, no? Please don't wait. We don't have the exact information. Wala din kasing pinopost yung PRC, no? So kung maaari lamang po mag-contact na kayo sa PRC, mag-email kayo, or tumawag kayo. Kung po pwede nyo naman pupuntahan, ipuntahan nyo na po. Okay? All right, now we go to question number 11. But bago yan, I think Sir Migs has some surprise, no? So meron po tayong surprise for those of you who are tuned in tonight. All you need to do is to like this video. If you're watching us on YouTube, ay mag-like po kayo ng video. And of course, send your, or comment your name. Mag-comment po kayo ng name nyo. And mag-like po kayo ng video natin on YouTube. Those people who are watching us on YouTube, go ahead and like this video, comment your name. Mag-comment po kayo ng name nyo. And of course, if you are watching us on Facebook, please do share our video, start a watch party, and comment your name. So dapat po mag-share, mag-start ng watch party, and mag-comment po ng inyong pangalan. Okay? Again, I repeat, that should be share the video, start a watch party, and comment your name. Okay, because we are going to have a raffle. Ito po ay for our first anniversary celebration. Magkakaroon po tayo ng raffle. So go ahead and please share this video, start a watch party, and comment your name. Yung tatlo po yan, no? Start a watch party, share our video, and comment your name para po sa ating raffle. The raffle is going to be for 12 winners since this is our 12th month, no? So 12th month na natin. This is our first anniversary. We are going to have a raffle. Ayan. Kasi yung masaya at Ma'am Tina, yay, raffle. Sana swertihin. Okay, yung raffle natin, we are going to have 12 lucky winners of 500 pesos. Okay, so 500 pesos po yung ating magiging lucky winners. So 12 lamang po. But of course, we cannot do this right now because we cannot draw your names right now. Isusulat pa po namin yung inyong names. So we are going to have that live tomorrow. So ila-live na lang po natin tomorrow, no? Kasama sa ating live na discussion. So again, sa ngayon lamang po, makaka-comment. Again, please do share and start a watch party bago po ninyo i-comment yung inyong names. Okay? Share po, start a watch party, and comment your name. Okay, because that is our qualification for Facebook. Again, share our video, start a watch party, and comment your name. Okay, so we are going to look at your names later, and of course, we are going to bunot your names. Okay, so 12 lucky winners, that would be for tomorrow, no? So tomorrow natin bubunutin 12 lucky winners po for 500 pesos each. Okay, now we go back to our question for a while. What may occur when there is a severe damage or when there is severe damage to some parts of the brain due to a lack of blood supply? Is it letter A, heart attack, letter B, thrombosis, letter C, stroke, letter D, rheumatic heart? What's the answer? Oh, ayan, lumabas na yung mga pangalan nyo. Please be good to be Raffle. Nag-share na po, sabi ni Ma'am Mercedita Makapagal. Pang-load din po sa napakabilis na Wi-Fi dito sa Pinas, sabi ni Cap Emerson. Okay. So make sure that you like this video and that you comment your names. And of course, if you're watching us on Facebook, make sure that you share the video, start a watch party, and comment your name. Okay, what may occur when there is damage or severe damage to some parts of the brain due to a lack of blood supply? Is it letter A, heart attack, letter B, thrombosis, letter C, stroke, letter D, rheumatic heart? The correct answer here, of course, would be letter C. Okay, so letter C po, tama yan. Letter C, stroke. Okay, so letter C, stroke. That is the correct answer for question number 11. So this here is stroke, no? If there is clogged artery, no? Pag meron clogged na nerve or clogged na blood vessels papunta sa inyong brain, and so it stops the blood supply of your brain, that can lead to stroke. So stroke po yung ating tamang sagot. That's letter C for number 11. This here would be your heart attack. Okay, so heart attack mo naman, yung coronary artery is blocked with plaque. So may plaque build up yung artery mo, maaaring palagi kang kumakain ng fatty food, no, oily food, no? So your artery is blocked, and so that can lead to heart attack or cardiac arrest. Now, this here is thrombosis. Pag sinabi mo namang thrombosis, there is a blockage in your blood vessel. Okay, so yung heart attack mo and yung stroke mo are just caused by thrombosis. Caused pa rin sila ng thrombosis. Okay, there's a blockage in your blood vessel. And of course, this is your, the other choice that we have, rheumatic heart natin, no? So this is your rheumatic heart. Yung rheumatic heart mo naman, this is caused by rheumatic fever. So caused siya ng rheumatic fever mo. And what happens is that it affects the valve. Okay, so apektado yung valve ng heart mo. The valve kasi is that part of the heart that prevents backflow. No, so piniprevent niya yung backflow ng valve mo, piniprevent niya yung backflow ng heart, ng blood, so that your oxygenated blood, yung may oxygen na blood, at yung deoxygenated na blood, yung walang oxygen na blood, ay hindi mag-mix. And so if you have rheumatic heart, nagmi-mix po yung oxygenated blood mo at deoxygenated blood mo, and so that causes a problem. Okay, so again, that would be stroke for number 11. That would be C. Now we go to number 12. Which of these characterizes organic compounds? Is it letter A, they always require electrical means to separate? Letter B, they cannot be broken down into simpler substances? Letter C, they're compounds of any elements? Or letter D, they're compounds containing carbon? What's the answer for number 12? Ma'am Elaine Villanueva, hi Ma'am Mek, ask ko lang po if how many items po sa Prof Ed and Gen Ed and sa major po pag sa Let po. Lahat po yan ma'am 150 items. Okay, so 150 items for your Gen Ed, 150 items for your Prof Ed, then of course you'll have 150 items for your major. Okay, so 150 po silang lahat. Ma'am Edna De Luna, tanong lang po, kung hindi po magpapatransfer, kailangan pa po bang magpa-update? Yes, kailangan pa po magpa-update. Dahil wala tayong...
For math major, 120 lang.
Ha?
Except math major, sa number of items, 120.
Okay. Wala tayong kape, Sir Ram. Thank you. So sabi ni Sir Mix dito, for math major daw, 120 items lang daw, hindi 150. Okay, so 120 items lang daw po yung inyong major. Going back to the question of Ma'am Edna De Luna, tanong lang po, kung hindi po magpapatransfer, kailangan pa po bang magpa-update? Yes po, Ma'am Edna, dahil yung concern po natin sa update ay yung date po ng exam. Okay, so kailangan niyo pong ipa-update talaga dahil po sa date. Dahil mag-change po yung date ng exam nyo. Sir Dandy Kalising, Ma'am Mek, good eve. Ask ko lang po, paano makapasok sa Biosci Major? Enroll na po ako. Go back po sa inyong message doon sa Facebook page no, ng Gurong Pinoy. If you have sent a message, I'm pretty sure na you have already received the link to our Bio Major. So i-click nyo po yan and you join po. Mag-sign up po kayo no, using your email and mag-join po kayo sa ating Bio Major na Google Classroom. Okay, ang dami niyong tanong today, no? Ang dami natin kasing tanong for the PRC. Wala naman masyadong update yung PRC. Okay, now we go back to your question here. Whenever we say something is organic, this actually means they are carbon containing. Okay, so this means They are compounds with carbon. Okay, compounds with carbon. That is correct answer here. Okay, so letter D, they are compounds with or containing carbon. Letter D po ang tamang sagot when you say organic. These are compounds, these are some substances with carbon. Okay, so letter D ang tamang sagot. Now we go to number 13 for world peace. The United Nations approved a non-proliferation treaty. Which was the immediate purpose of this treaty? Is it letter A, to limit the use and the sale of guns? Letter B, to reject the membership of China as a member of the United Nations? Letter C, to stop the manufacture of guns? Or letter D, to stop the spread of nuclear weapons? What's the answer? Sabi ni Ma'am Tin Acabo dito, 500, papuntang PRC din yon. Ako magtimpla ng coffee sa iyo, Sir Pin, sabi ni Ma'am Buenafe. Sir Earl Vincent Manglikmot, kailangan po ba na approve muna yung request for transfer bago magpa-update ng NOAA o magpa-update na kahit di pa na-approve? I'm not sure, Sir Earl. So again po, yung pinaka-magandang suggestion na ibibigay ko po sa inyo because I cannot answer all of the questions, no? Mag-send po kayo ng email sa PRC. So mag-send po tayo ng email sa PRC. Ang email po nila nakapost po sa kanilang PRC website. If there is a phone number there at po pwede nyo naman pong tawagan, tumawag po kayo. Sir G.R. Lintogonan, sabi dito ng Sir G.R., Ma'am Arlene, walang major set ngayon. Next pa po. Yes, wala po. Minove po natin yung major dahil po sa pre-qualifying test. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer here? A lot of you are answering letter D. Ganon din sa ating Facebook and YouTube, both letter D. And that is the correct answer, no? So this is your Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty map by the UN. No? So yung non-proliferation mo, that is to stop nuclear weapons. Okay, so nuclear weapons, that is the correct answer. Letter D po ang tamang sagot. So letter D, that is your non-proliferation treaty, that is to stop your nuclear weapons. Now number 14, no pain, no gain, no cross, no crown. What do these statements point to? Is it letter A, why suffer when there are a lot of pain relievers available? Letter B, be willing to pay the price for every dream you want to realize. Letter C, life is a heavy burden to carry. Or letter D, others make our life miserable many times. What's the answer? Okay, there is a message here from President Loreto Balicaw Jr. PM me. Sa mga may tanong, sa magpapa-update, ipapasa ko sa inyo link ng PRC how to update your NOAA and your new place of examination. Nandun na din yung mga email per region at kung saan nyo i-address. O i-PM nyo po si Sir Loreto Balicaw Jr. You can find him sa Facebook, no, as Sir Loreto Balicaw Jr. He's our Mr. President. And of course, you can find him on Facebook, yung nasa naka-blue po yata na background and blue din na practice teaching uniform po ba to, Sir Loreto? Okay, naka-blue din siya na outfit. Okay, so i-PM nyo po siya dun sa mga may tanong dahil may link daw po siya. Okay, now going back to the question here, letter B, karamihang sagot sa inyo. Yes, Ma'am Ronaldine Cahudo, kailangan pong i-update yung NOAA. Let me try if I can write si Sir Loreto dito, no? Kung po pwede ko siyang itag. Ayun, nakita ko si Sir... Ay, ba't iba? Naging John, Sir, yung pangalan mo. Ayun, si Sir Loreto Agbayani Balicaw. I will be... Ayun. Kinoment ko po siya, tinag ko siya. And I will be pinning this comment. Oh, ayan po. Ayan po, nakapin sa inyong Facebook page, sa ating Facebook na live stream, nakapin po na comment, yung Loreto Agbayani Balicaw Jr. I-message nyo po siya. Meron daw po siyang link for update sa pagpapa-update ng NOAA nyo at sa pagpapa-transfer. Okay, so go ahead and message si Sir Loreto. Hala, Sir Loret, ang dami nyong ka-message later. Okay, ayan, may request pa si Sir Pins. Sir Press, baka po pwede po sa GC mamaya. Yes, I'm pretty sure he's going to share that sa inyong GC mamaya. Okay, grad pick pala yan, sabi ni Sir Loreto. Okay, going back to the question here, no pain, no gain, no cross, no crown. Of course, the correct answer is be willing to pay the price for every dream you want to realize. Okay, kung gusto nyo gumanda, dapat tiis ganda, no? So, kailangan tiis ganda. Kung gusto mong may mag-gain, dapat meron ka munang pagdaan ng pain. Kung gusto mong magkaroon ng corona, dapat mag-carry ka muna ng cross, no? So, no cross, no crown, no pain, no gain. Be willing to pay the price for every dream you want to realize, no? So that's tiis ganda, no? So that would be the correct answer, letter B for 14. Number 15. If a colorblind man marries a woman who has normal vision and no history of the disease, it is most probable that all of their blank. Is it letter A, daughters will be carriers? Letter B, daughters will be colorblind? Letter C, sons will be carriers? Or letter D, sons will be colorblind? What's the answer? This is science, not genetics. Okay, kain po tayo. Wala pa yung aking kape. Sir Jager Kubar. Sir Loreto, may tanong dito, Sir Jager. Ma'am, tanong lang po, may bayad din po ba kung magpa-update ng NOAA? Thanks po. Siguro walang bayad. Wala bang bayad, press? Pag magpa-update ng NOAA? Ma'am Marie Chris, Mayandok, Tamundong. Good evening po. First time watching from Lingayen, Pangasinan. Hello po. Welcome to Team Facebook. I'm just waiting on the comment, no, yung reply ni President Tito Press. Loreto, meron po bang bayad nung nagpa-update kayo ng NOAA nyo? Wala pang reply si President. Hintayin natin. Okay, now going back to the question that we have here, meron kang colorblind man and he marries a woman who has normal vision and no history of the disease. That means, hindi carrier yung woman mo, no? It is most probable that all of their blank. That is a question. Now, we are talking about color blindness here. At ang color blindness po, this is a recessive siya na characteristic. And this is sex-linked, no? Sex-linked siya. Naka-attach siya sa iyong X chromosome, no? Sa X chromosome. Of course, we know that your X chromosomes, ito yung isang component ng ating sex chromosomes. Ayun po, Sir Jager, sabi ni President Loreto, wala pong bayad. Okay, so wala pong bayad yung pagpapa-update ng NOAA. Okay, very good. Alright, now letter A po yung ating tamang sagot dito. Daughters will be carriers. That will be the correct answer. No, the daughters will be carriers. Punta natin yung ating slide. Okay, so this here, explain ko lamang. This here is what we call a Punnett square. Punnett square po yung tawag dito. Ito po yung ginagamit ng mga bio major, no, sa atin. Sa biology, ito po yung ginagamit to look at your genetics, no? In genetics, in heredity, how you distribute the different alleles and what is going to be the result, no? Kung ano yung magiging result, we use Punnett squares. Now, we have what we call alleles. Pag sinabi mong alleles, these are version of genes, no? These are two different version of genes. Po pwedeng dominant gene, po pwedeng recessive gene. Now, when you say dominant gene, this would mask the expression of your recessive allele, no? Parang dominante kayo. Pag ikaw yung dominant sa inyong relationship, ikaw palagi yung nasusunod, no? Wala siyang say. Palaging sunod-sunuran lamang siya. So, when you say dominant allele again, teka lang, i-delete ko ulit yung scammer. Okay, so when you say dominant allele, this would mask the expression of your recessive allele. Now, when you say recessive allele naman, ito yung minamask ng dominant allele mo. So, hindi siya ma-express, hindi mo makikita yung characteristic na to unless walang dominant na allele sa iyong genes, no? Unless walang dominant na pwedeng mag-mask sa iyong recessive allele, hindi mo makikita yung expression ng recessive allele mo. Now, going back to the choices that we have here, but before that, ba't ang daming scammer? Ang daming nagpo-post ng $5,000, no? Now, going back here, yung inyo pong, as I've mentioned, yung color blindness nyo, this is a recessive allele. So, meaning, makikita nyo lamang siya pag parehong may allele ng color blindness yung chromosomes nyo. And another thing that you have to remember about your color blindness ay sex link po siya. That means naka-attach siya sa X chromosome, no? Sex link na X chromosome siya. Now, remember that if you have a woman, if you have a female, yung X chromosomes po niya ay dalawang X. So, X, X. If you have a male naman, yung kanyang sex chromosomes naman po ay XY. Okay? So, XY. Now, sabi dito sa ating given, yung inyong woman would be normal. So, wala pong C dito, no? Which represents your color blindness. So, hindi siya carrier. Wala siyang history kasi ng color blindness. Hindi din siya color blind. Now, yung man mo i-color blind. So, dapat may C siya dito. Dapat may C yan. Okay, kinuha ko lang kasi itong picture, no? But again, the things that you have in the Punnett square here, tama naman. So, dapat may C yan dyan, yung kanyang X chromosome, dahil colorblind yung lalaki mo. Okay, so colorblind. This is precisely the reason why mas maraming colorblind na lalaki kaysa babae, dahil yung X chromosome nila ay isa lamang. So, kung may C na dyan sa kanilang X chromosome, automatic colorblind na yung lalaki mo. Okay, so woman naman, kapag may C ang isa sa mga X chromosomes niya, hindi pa rin siya colorblind, no? Hindi pa rin siya colorblind because remember I told you your color blindness is recessive. Lalabas lamang siya pag meron silang dalawang color blindness na gene dyan, no? So pag may yung both of these X chromosomes would have C and C, then that would be the time that your woman is colorblind. Pag isa lamang hindi siya colorblind, carrier lamang siya, okay? Kaya mas maraming colorblind na lalaki kaysa babae dahil isa lamang itong kanilang X chromosome. Lumalabas din po yan sa let, no? Why is there more colorblind men than women? Okay, of course, the correct answer would be either your man only has one X chromosome, no? One sex chromosome that is X. And so once that X chromosome has C, has that allele, then automatically the man would be colorblind. Okay, now going back to your Punnett square, thank you so much. Happy anniversary, pabebe. Okay, now going back to your Punnett square here, this side, ito pong side na to, no? Itong horizontal side na to, ito po yung side ng male. Okay, so nakikita nyo yung sign dyan ng male na yung may nakatayo na pointed. That would be the side of your man. So ito yung sa male. Ito naman po yung sa woman, pababa. Okay, dito yung sa nanay, pababa. Ito yung tinatawag nating Venus, the mirror of Venus, no? Venus mirror. Ayan po yung sa nanay. Okay, so again, sa tatay, yung chromosomes natin, no, law of segregation, sabi nga ni Mendel, masaseparate tong dalawang sex chromosomes mo. Kaya meron tayong XC, no, ito yung isa, this one, and this one here for Y. Okay, so we separated them. No? So because Mendel said there is a law of segregation, the alleles, the traits are going to be combined separately or independently, or independent assortment din siya. Now, ito yung ating, para sa ating nanay, no? Sa ating nanay, meron lamang tayong isang X. Bakit isa lamang yung nilagay ko dito? Kasi po, pareho lang naman yan, no? Pareho lang silang X, no? So, homozygous yung nanay mo. And so, kahit isang X lang ilagay mo, okay lang. Okay? Kasi pareho lang naman. Okay, now, for you to be able to find out the products, no? Para kang nagmumultiply lang. So, i-combine mo tong coming from the mom and that coming from the dad. Ko-combine mo sila. Okay? So, yung galing sa nanay, itong X, at galing sa tatay, itong X na may C. Okay? So, may X siya na may C. At ito naman, for this other child here, no? For this other possibility, X ulit. So, ko-combine mo lang siya. That's X. And this one is Y, coming from the father. Okay? So, this is XY. Now, remember, if you have XX, that would be a daughter. If you have XY, that would be a son. Okay, so this one here means this is a daughter and this is a son. Now going, looking at the different alleles that they have, yung son mo, wala siyang C. So that means all normal yung son niya. And ito naman, yung kanyang daughters, meron lamang isang C. Hindi siya colorblind dahil again, yung color blindness is recessive. So lalabas lamang siya kung parehong may C yan dyan. Hindi siya colorblind, pero carrier siya. Kaya yung sagot natin doon, all of the daughters will be carriers. So letter A po ang tamang sagot. Okay, so letter A, that would be the correct answer. Kaya letter A po yung ating sagot. Dahil of course, carrier po lahat ng kanyang magiging daughters. Okay, so letter A is the correct answer there. Now we go to number 16. The flight of the Jews led by Moses from Egypt to the Sinai Peninsula is called what? What's the answer? 16 na po tayo, almost done. Sir Renz, Avian S. Fernandez, again, please do ask President Loreto Balicaw, no? Sa kanyang question, need pa po ba magpa-update ng NOAA if hindi pa nagpa-change na or transfer? Yes, katulad ito ng question kanina ni Ma'am Edna De Luna. Kailangan pa po nating, si Ma'am Edna De Luna yata yung may question kanina. Yes po, Sir Renz, kailangan niyo po magpa-update dahil mag-change po yung inyong date of examination. So, maaring 2020 pa po yung date sa inyong NOAA. And so, kailangan po ipa-update nyo siya. Now, a lot of you here are answering letter C. Letter C. Okay, so letter C, karamihang sagot dito. Letter C, ang ating sagot. And of course, your answer here is letter C, okay? This is what we call Exodus. Okay, so Exodus po yung tamang sagot dito. The flight of the Jews led by Moses from Egypt to the Sinai Peninsula is called the Exodus. Okay, that's the correct answer. Letter C, ang tamang sagot, no? So again, that's Exodus. Yung Hegira nyo naman, no? Hegira is Muhammad's, peace be upon him, departure from Mecca to Medina in AD 622, prompted by the opposition of the merchants of Mecca and marking the consolidation of the first Muslim community. So yung Hegira mo, ito yung departure from Mecca, lumipat si Muhammad, no? Peace be upon him, to Medina. And so eventually, it has led to the first Muslim community, no? The establishment of Islam. This is also called migration. Hegira is also called migration or departure, journey. Yan din po yung synonyms ng Hegira mo. So, Hegira, letter A here, and migration, pareho lang po sila. Okay? So, parehas lang po sila. Now, what about diaspora? Ano naman itong diaspora? Diaspora naman, this was used to refer to the mass dispersion of a population from its indigenous territories, specifically the dispersion of Jews. Okay? So, ito naman yung sa mga Hudyo. Okay, so that's your diaspora. This happened from AD 70 to 1497. Dispersion of the Jews, because we know, dahil nga sa World War, no? World War, yung mga Holocaust, this happened. So diaspora po yung nasa Jewish natin diaspora, Exodus for Moses, and of course you have Hegira for Muhammad, peace be upon him. Okay, now we go to number 17. Various expeditions by Spanish adventurers were completed by the 17th century, resulting in the Hispanic conquest of Latin America. Who was the Spanish commander who led an expedition against the Incas Empire, setting up settlements as far as Buenos Aires in 1536? Is it letter A, Hernando Cortez, letter B, Vasco da Gama, letter C, Valerio de la Cruz, or letter D, Pizarro? This is a repeat question. I actually took this from your mid-review, no? Nasa mid-review exam nyo to. So, kung kayo ay nagbabasa at nag-study ng inyong mid-review sa growers natin, nandun na po itong question na ito. Sir Pips Michael, sabi ni Sir dito, ang alam ko po, no need magpa-update kasi nakalagay naman doon ang priority po. This March, ay yung mga hindi natuloy nung March 2020 and September 2020, need po, Sir Pips. Kailangan nyo po magpa-update. Yan po yung sabi ng PRC, and you already have a few kaguro. Yung mga kaguro po natin dito, nagpa-update na po sila. Okay, so again, make sure that you have your NOAAs updated. Sabi dito, yes po, wala po sinasabi PRC need ipa-change. Wala nga pong announcement, pero as for, tawag dito, as per the experience po, at nagpa-update na po yung iba nyong classmates. Okay, so baka po pag hindi kayo nagpa-update, ay hindi po kayo papapasukin sa inyong exam. Wala po kayo sa inyong list of examinees. Okay? So, hindi po kayo malalagay doon, hindi ma-include yung inyong names. Wala namang pong problema. Magpa-update na lang po kayo, no? Just, it's better to be safe than sorry po. Okay? Because many of your classmates have already updated their NOAA. Okay, now going back to the question here, what do you think is the correct answer? Again, this is a repeat question. Repeat question na po ito. Galing na po ito sa inyong mid-review. And so the correct answer here is letter D, Pizarro. Hindi lamang po siya pizza. Okay, Spanish commander din po siya who led an expedition against the Incas Empire. Okay, setting up settlements as far as Buenos Aires in 1536. So Pizarro, that is the correct answer. Okay, now Hernando Cortez, Vasco da Gama, Valerio de la Cruz. Let's take a look at all these people here. Okay, so this is Pizarro again. That is the correct answer that we have. Hernando Cortez naman, he was the one who conquered the Aztecs. If you have Pizarro for the Incas, for the Aztecs, this is Hernando Cortez. Okay, so Aztecs naman, Hernando Cortez. Now, for Vasco da Gama, he was the first European because he was Portuguese. He was the first European to reach India by sea. So eventually, this led to the opening of trade, no? Naging open yung trade, yung communication between the European nations and, of course, Asian nations. Okay, so opening the west to the east na journey, no? Yung trade. That would be Vasco da Gama, the first European to reach India by sea. And of course, you also have Valerio de la Cruz. He was an indigenous Mexican conquistador who led soldiers in the Spanish conquest of territory from Chichimeca tribes and was later made governor of the province of Hilotepec in early New Spain. So he was actually Mexican, but he helped the Spanish conquer the Mexican territories. Okay, so later on, he was made the governor of one of the provinces. Okay, so that's Valerio de la Cruz. Okay, now we go to number 18. This is math. Lana has 3 bags with the same amount of marbles in them, totaling 12 marbles. Marcus has 3 bags with the same amount of marbles in them, totaling 18 marbles. How many more marbles does Marcus have in each bag? Is it letter A 2, letter B 4, letter C 6, or letter D 8? No? This is also a repeat question. Paulit-ulit na po itong question natin na to. So make sure that you already know the answer to this question. Okay, is it letter A 2, letter B 4, letter C 6, or letter D 8? Ano po kayong tamang sagot dito? Okay, shout out daw. Coming from President Loreto Agbayani Balicaw Jr., Mamek, pa-shout out po. Visit po nila profile ko, doon ko na lang po post yung instruction. Okay, so yung Facebook page po, Facebook profile po ni Loreto, Sir Loreto Balicaw Jr. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer here? All right, going back to the question that we have here. Lana has 3 bags with the same amount of marbles in them, totaling 12 marbles. Marcus has 3 bags with the same amount of marbles in them, totaling 18 marbles. How many more marbles does Marcus have in each bag? Okay, the correct answer here would be letter A, 2. Tama po yung A, 2. Dahil sabi dito si Lana daw, may 3 bags siya, totaling 12 marbles. Okay, so if we are looking at Lana's bags, no, meron siyang 12 marbles total, and you divide this by the 3 bags that she has. And so that means, sa kada bag po ay may 4 na marbles, no? May 4 na holen si Lana sa kada bag niya. Dahil meron siyang 3 bags, yung total number of marbles niya is 12, no? So you divide 12 by 3, that means there's 4 marbles in each bag. Si Marcus naman, meron siyang 3 bags din, pero yung total number of marbles niya is 18. Okay, so that means for Marcus, we divide 18 still by the 3 bags that he has, and so that means there are 6 marbles in each bag. So yung question dito, how many more marbles does Marcus have in each bag? That would be 6 minus 4, and so the answer is 2. Okay, so 2 po yung tamang sagot. All right, so number 18, again, letter A po yung tamang sagot dito. No, number 19, the Nike Revolutionary Assembly was convened by blank in April 1897, creating the first cabinet of the revolutionary government. Is it letter A, Baldomero Aguinaldo, letter B, Emilio Aguinaldo, letter C, Apolinario Mabini, or letter D, Andres Bonifacio? Oh, sabi dito ni Sir Alvin Montajes, Ma'am Mek, nag-email po ako sa PRC, sabi same NOAA daw po ang gagamitin. Okay, so same NOAA, when did you file, Sir Alvin? Oh, but sinasabi dito Sir Alvin Montajes hindi daw siya magpapa-update dahil sabi daw ng PRC hindi daw magpapa-update. Ano ba talaga PRC, no? Sabi naman ng karamihan dito ay nagpa-update sila. Okay, so again, please do send a message na lamang po kay President Loreto Balikaw, no? Loreto Balikaw Jr. Meron po siyang info with regards to this. Yung instructions po yata nandun po sa kanyang Facebook account. Okay, now what do you think is the correct answer here? Okay, going back to the question that we have here, the correct answer, of course, would be letter D, Andres Bonifacio po. Okay, so letter D, Andres Bonifacio yung tamang sagot dito, nakakalito na, sabi ni Ma'am Buena Fe Porol. Okay, so again, for this question, 19, letter D po ang ating tamang sagot. All right, now we go to 20. This is the last one. Last one na po, a Spanish economist and diplomat who wrote in 1843 about the denial of the Spanish officials of the human rights of the Filipinos, which the officials benefit themselves, is blank. Is it letter A, Sinibaldo de Mas, letter B, Graciano Lopez Haina, letter C, Miguel Cervantes, or letter D, Narciso Claveria? Oh, ayan. Same NOAA po, pero napalitan ang date and place of exam. Tinataka nila. So meaning, kailangan talagang, okay. So what you're trying to say, Sir Alvin Montajes, the same po yung NOAA, pero kailangan mong palitan yung date and place. So yan po yung sinasabi natin, kailangan i-update. Yung place po at yung date ay kailangan pong papalitan. Kasi yung NOAA nyo is notice of assignment. Tama po ba? And, pero kailangan nyo pong papalitan kasi yung date po natin ay iba. Okay? So yung date po natin kasi ay iba. Imbis na March 2020 or September 2020, ay kailangan nyo pong i-change yung date niyan dahil magiging March 2021 na yung date ng inyong exam. Okay, so again, going back to the last question that we have here, a Spanish economist and diplomat who wrote in 1843 about the denial of the Spanish officials of the human rights of the Filipinos, which the officials benefit themselves, is it letter A, Sinibaldo de Mas, letter B, Graciano Lopez Haina, letter C, Miguel Cervantes, or letter D, Narciso Claveria? Okay, what do you think is the correct answer? Correct answer here would be letter A, Sinibaldo de Mas. Okay, so letter A po yung tamang sagot dito. Sinibaldo de Mas is the correct answer. Okay, there's a message here from Sir Migs Orcales. Kausapin ko mismo yung OIC ng PRC dito sa amin sa Robinson, Santiago. Okay, so kakausapin daw niya, i-update niya tayo bukas. Okay? So maghintay po kayo, meron daw OIC doon sa kanila na pwedeng kausapin ni Sir Mix Orcales. Okay? So again, thank you so much po sa mga kaguro natin na tumutulong sa inyong mga kaklase. Alright, so again, 20, letter A, Sinibaldo de Mas, that's the correct answer. Okay, so this is Sinibaldo de Mas. He wrote the Informe sobre el Estado de las Filipinas in 1842, a report on the status of the Philippines in 1842, and he was the correct answer in that question that we have. Okay, so 20, letter A po, Sinibaldo de Mas ang ating tamang sagot. Graciano Lopez Haina naman, he is from Iloilo, no? So kasi mano ako si Graciano Lopez Haina. He was a Filipino journalist, orator, reformist, and national hero who is well known for his newspaper, La Solidaridad, no? So isa siya sa mga triumvirate, yung tinatawag nating tatlong malalakas na propagandista, no? Kasama of course si Del Pilar at si Jose Rizal. Okay? So kasama nila ito si Graciano Lopez Haina. Now, si Miguel de Cervantes naman, siya po yung nagsulat ng Don Quixote. Okay, Don Quixote de la Mancha. Ito po yung si Miguel de Cervantes. And of course, the last choice that we had there, Narciso Claveria, he was the one who came up with Catalogo Alfabetico de Apellidos. Siya po yung nag-change ng ating mga apelido into Spanish-sounding names. No? So nawala yung mga Di Masibak, Di Magiba. No? Meron pa naman, kakaunti. Baka hindi na-baptize ng mga Spanish dati. No? ng mga apelidong Filipino at pinalitan ng mga Gonzales, Santiago, no, Perez, Hernandez, okay, so Cortez. Okay, so iba na yung mga naging apelido natin because of Catalogo Alfabetico de Apellidos by Narciso Claveria. Okay, so that ends tonight's discussion. And of course, this is going to go straight to Grow. I will be posting this to Grow right after this live stream. If you are still not part of Grow, what are you waiting for? Magpag-Grow member na po kayo so that you can see all the discussions that we have, all the materials that we have. You can just easily go back to that. Then, of course, tomorrow at 7 a.m., we will be posting the quizzes link for your Prof Ed, 20 item for your Prof Ed. And of course, if you are a grower, if you are a member of Grow, you will have your 100 items na pre-qualifying for your Prof Ed tomorrow. So again, wag po kayo magpuyat dahil mapapalaban po kayo sa inyong Prof Ed bukas. Okay? Especially so, sa ating growers. Now, of course, we end our prayer we end our live stream with our prayer tonight. Let's all have our closing prayer prepared by Brother Efren Esteban.
Let us pray. Lord, thank you once again for this day. Please give us the rest of our bodies, the peace of our minds, and the wisdom we need for our upcoming test. May you continue to help and bless us, O God. Indeed, your words and beautiful promises keeps us going no matter how challenging our life is. Thank you for everything, O God. These are our requests in the name of Jesus, our Lord and Redeemer. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Brother Efren, for always preparing our prayer. So that ends tonight's discussion, our 20-item general education. Of course, tomorrow you'll have your Prof Ed. And of course, tomorrow we are going to be announcing the winners of our 12 500 pesos. No? So yung ating lucky raffle draw winners, those who have shared Saturday Watch Party and, of course, commented their names on Facebook. And, of course, those who have also commented their names on Facebook and on YouTube, have liked our video. Okay, so that ends tonight's discussion. Sa muli, ito po si Coach Mac na inyong gurong Pinoy, and I leave you the saying, malit man na butil ng mga kaalaman, ang dulo nito ay malaking kaginawaan. Maraming salamat po. Good night, Philippines, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!